Hello everyone, welcome to today's session of CTMT classes. As we are discussing the third chapter, that is properties of fresh concrete. Okay, so this is the syllabus that we have seen yesterday. So in this syllabus, we have already discussed types of batching and half of the mixing we have completed. Okay, in the last class, we have discussed about the types of what are the different first we have seen what are the different stages of producing concrete. So in that, the first one is batching. We understood what is batching, and then we discussed about the different types of batching. Okay, so after that we started with mixing, and half of the mixing, almost part of the mixing is completed. So we will start with the transportation today. Okay, so these are the different stages of producing concrete: batching, mixing, transportation, placing, compacting, curing, and finishing. Okay, so all of this I have explained you in brief, in a brief manner. So we will discuss in this chapter in detail. Okay, so brief introduction I have given about all the stages. I have told you what is batching, what is mixing, what is transportation, what is placing, what is compaction, curing, and finishing. Okay, so in a brief manner I have told you what are these different stages. Okay, so we are going to discuss in detail in this chapter. Okay, so what is batching? Can anybody please tell me what is batching? You can unmute your audio and tell me. If you are not comfortable with English, you can tell me in Hindi also.
Taking material in an appropriate proportion.
Right? Good. Any other person? Whatever she said is correct, but can you please little elaborate it? Okay, so batching is nothing but in the process of batching, the different ingredients of concrete like cement, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, and water. These are the four basic ingredients of concrete. So these four basic ingredients, taking these ingredients in the proper proportion, in the required quantity, is called as batching. Okay. So taking these materials in the proper quantity is called as batching. Okay. uh, then there are two types of batching. So first type is volume batching, and second type is weigh batching or weight batching, or we can call it as mass batching. Okay, so what do you mean by volume batching? In volume batching, we are going to take the ingredients according to their volume. Okay, we are going to take them according to their volume. Okay, in weigh batching, we are going to take the ingredients according to the weight. Okay, so when we compare volume batching and weigh batching, volume batching is not a good method. It will not give accurate results. Okay, volume batching will not give accurate results. That's why volume batching is used for small construction works. Okay, volume batching is used for small construction works and unimportant works, whereas weigh batching is used for large construction works where the quality is the most requirement, the highest required thing, and if it is a big structure and all, we must and should go for weigh batching, because weigh batching gives you accurate results. Okay, so in volume batching, again, two types are there. First is random volumetric batching, and next is proper random volumetric batching and proper volumetric batching. You can see here, name itself indicates that it is random. Okay, randomly we are taking the ingredients by volume by the use of gammals. Okay, you can see here on the screen. So these are the gammals used to measure the quantity of ingredients. Okay, so with the help of these gammals, we will measure the quantity of sand and aggregate, and we will take them. Okay, so you can see in your surrounding if there is any residential house construction and all is going on, and if it is just of one floor or two floors, then they will you go for this random volumetric batching. They will use this kind of a gammals to measure the quantity, and this will be done according to one bag of cement. Okay, so if you are going to prepare concrete, then you will take one bag of cement. For one bag of cement, they will take around 10 gammals of sand and around 14 to 15 gammals of coarse aggregate. Okay, so by this rate they will take the ingredient and they'll add some amount of water randomly, then they'll prepare the concrete. Okay, so this method is called as random volumetric batching. Here you will not get the exact quality of concrete that you are needing. The quality may be high, and most of the time the quality will be less. Okay, so you cannot predict, you cannot exactly predict the quality of concrete. Next is volumetric batching or proper volumetric batching. Here in volumetric batching, we are using pharmas or measurement boxes. Okay, so this is a little bit better method compared to random volumetric batching, because in gammals sometimes when you are taking the ingredients in gammals, sometimes less quantity will come, sometimes more quantity will come. You cannot exactly take the same quantity of ingredient all the time. But here in the pharmas, you have to fill it till the top and level the top surface. Okay, you'll get the exact quantity of ingredients every time, but this quality is still less compared to weigh batching. Okay, taking the ingredients by weight, there we will get exact quantity. But here with the help of pharmas, we will get a good quality of concrete compared to random volumetric batching, and this quality and this method is less compared to weigh batching. Understood? Next is weigh batching. Okay, so weigh batching is nothing but here we are taking the ingredients of concrete by weight. Okay, so 1 kg of cement means if the ratio is 1:2:4, okay, if the ratio is 1:2:4 for the concrete, then it means 1 kg of cement, 2 kgs of fine aggregate, and 4 kgs of coarse aggregate. Understood? If the ratio is 1:2:4, then 1 kg of cement, 2 kgs of fine aggregate, and 4 kgs of coarse aggregate. If suppose you are taking 10 kg of cement, then what will be the quantity of sand and coarse aggregate? Ratio is 1:2:4. Okay, so if you are taking 10 kg of cement, then sand will be 20 kg and coarse aggregate will be 40 kg. Understood? So can you please tell me, if we are taking 20 kgs of cement, then what will be the quantity of sand and coarse aggregate? Ratio is 1:2:4. We are taking 20 kgs of cement. So what will be the quantity of sand and coarse aggregate?
Sand will be 40 kg and the coarse aggregate will be 80 kg.
Good. You are right. Okay. So ratio is 1:2:4. That's why if we are taking 20 kgs of cement, then the quantity of sand will be 40 kg and quantity of coarse aggregate will be 80 kg. Okay, so like this, we will take the quantities of ingredients. If suppose our ratio is 1 is to 1.5 is to 3, then if we are taking 1 kg of cement, then 1.5 kg of fine aggregate, that is nothing but sand, and 3 kgs of coarse aggregate. Okay, so like this, we will take the ingredients. Okay, so in weigh batching also, different machines are available to take the ingredient by measuring its weight. Okay, some manual machines are there. In a manual machine, you have to lift the ingredient, you have to put into the machine, you have to see the weight, then you have to take it out. Okay, so this is manual machine. Other than this, some semi-automatic and automatic machines are also available, and these are used for large construction works where you are having the RMC plants. What do you mean by RMC plant? A ready mix concrete plant. From that plant, you will get ready-made concrete. Okay, you will get the ready-made concrete from those concrete plants. So in those concrete plants, there will be fully automatic machines. Okay, it will be there within the plant itself. Okay, it will be there within the plant. There will be big heaps of ingredients. From those heaps, it will take the required quantity of ingredients. Okay, so whatever the value you have entered in the PC, in the computer, you just have to enter the values in the computer. There will be a software in the computer, you have to install it for that RMC. Okay, there will be a software, so you have to just enter the values of those ingredients, and it will take the, it will take that much of ingredient, and it will prepare the concrete for you. And whatever the amount of quantity, whatever the quantity of concrete you need, whether you need 1 meter cube, 5 meter cube, 10 meter cube, 20 meter cube. Okay, for large construction works, they will order the concrete from the RMC plant. They will not mix it at the site. They will order from the concrete plant, RMC plant. Then the concrete from the RMC plant will be transported to the site. Okay, so those RMC plants will be having automatic machines for measuring the quantity of ingredients by weight. Okay, next is mixing. Okay, mixing also we have discussed. In mixing is nothing but whatever the quantity of ingredients that we have taken, cements, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, and water. So these four ingredients will be mixed together. Okay, so this is called as mixing, as the name itself indicates here. Okay, so when you mix, your concrete should be homogeneous. Okay, whole concrete should be homogeneous. It should give a uniform color. Okay, you should not see on one corner one type of color, on another corner another type of color, like one side light color is there, another side dark color is there. It means that your concrete is not mixed properly. Okay, you should have your concrete uniformly mixed. It should be homogeneous. Homogeneous means all the ingredients should all ingredients should be present in every corner, in every part of the concrete, in a uniform way. Okay, that is called as homogeneous. It should give a uniform color. Okay, in the mixing also, again, two methods are there. One is hand mixing and another is machine mixing. Okay, what is hand mixing? Hand mixing is nothing but in the hand mixing process of mixing concrete, you will mix the concrete with the help of shovel, by the hands itself. It's a manual method. Okay, you are mixing the concrete by hands by the use of shovel. So when you are hand mixing the concrete, you have to add 10% extra cement, because some amount of cement will get wasted when you are mixing by hands. Okay, I explained you how to mix the concrete by hands. Okay, you have to put first layer of sand, then next layer of coarse aggregate, then then at the top you have to put the cement. Then these three ingredients you have to mix it properly until it gives a uniform color. Then you have to add the water, then again you have to mix it again. Okay, then again you have to mix it with the help of shovel. Then your concrete is ready. So this is a method of mixing the concrete by hands. Next is machine mixing. In the machine mixing, two types of mixers are available. Okay, mixing is nothing but here a mixer will be available. Okay, mixers will be there, machine mixer. So with the help of those mixers, we will mix the concrete. Okay, so hand mixing of concrete is used for small constructions where you need a little amount of concrete. But if you need a huge amount of concrete, then you have to go for machine mixing. Hand mixing will become very costly method there. Okay, for small construction, hand mixing is economical, but for large construction works, machine mixing is economical. Okay, and machine mixing of concrete will give you a good quality of concrete. Okay, so we have seen already two types of mixers are there. One is batch mixer and another is continuous mixer. So what is batch mixer and what is continuous mixer? I have explained you. In the batch mixer, we will produce the concrete batch by batch. Okay, one set of ingredients will be taken, like one bag of cement, then whatever the quantity of fine aggregate, coarse aggregate and water is required, so those will be taken, then the concrete will be prepared in the mixer and it will be taken out of the mixer. Okay, so one batch is completed, then again second batch, next bag of cement and next quantities of those aggregate, those ingredients, then second batch. Okay, like that, batch by batch, if you prepare the concrete, so this type of mixer is called as batch mixer. In the continuous mixer, what happens? We are continuously preparing the concrete in the machine. Okay, so there will be two ends in here in this mixer. From one side, you have to give the input of all the ingredients. From another opening, or from the another side, the continuously you will get the ready concrete. Okay, so continuous mixer, from continuously you have to put the ingredients into the machine, and continuously from another side it will give the ready concrete. So this is called as continuous mixer. Okay, so in concrete mixer, this is the another classification. Here we are having again two types. Okay, pan type mixer and drum type mixer. So this is depending upon the how is machine. In pan type mixer, we are having the pan. Okay. In drum type mixer, again we will be having a drum here, and in drum type of mixer, again we are having three types: tilting drum, non-tilting drum, and reversing drum. Okay. So what is pan type mixer? This is the figure that you are seeing on the screen. We have discussed already. So here there will be at the center you will be having vertical shaft, and for this vertical shaft you will be having these are the structures which are attached to vertical shaft, and when you put the concrete into this pan, it will rotate and your concrete will get mixed. So this is pan type mixer. In drum type mixer, three types are there: tilting, non-tilting, and reversing. Tilting is nothing but where your drum can tilt. Okay, a machine in which your drum, okay, the mixer, okay, there will be a mixer, mixer machine will be there. In that mixer machine there will be a drum. If the drum can tilt, then it is called as tilting machine. If it cannot tilt, then it is non-tilting machine. And there is one more type which is called as reversing. In tilting machine, okay, internal blades lift and tumble the ingredients onto itself. Okay, what will happen in tilting machine? Inside the drum, okay, inside the drum there will be blades. Okay, there will be blades. Those blades will rotate. Okay, inside the drum, those blades will rotate around. Okay, so when it is rotating, the whatever the ingredients are there inside: sand, coarse aggregate, and water and cement. So these four ingredients, when the inside the drum, when the blade is rotating, the concrete will get mixed. Okay, concrete will get mixed in this. Okay, so two primary types exist here. One is horizontal. In horizontal, one end has the opening for charging, and a different end for discharging. Then a single drum is also available where the material are charged and discharged through a single opening. Okay, so in tilting mixer, here two types of drums are there. Okay, one type of drum is called as horizontal one, where you will be having two openings. From one opening you have to charge the ingredients. Charge is nothing but you have to put the ingredients into the machine. Then for the ready material, to take the material outside, you'll be having the another opening. Okay, here two opening are there. In single drum you are having only one drum. From that opening only you have to put all the ingredients into the drum, and when the concrete get mixed, you have to take out the concrete from the same opening. Okay, most of the time this single drum mixer is used in the construction. If you see in the surrounding, if any slab construction is going on, okay, construction of a slab is there, at that time they will call for this single drum tilting mixer. Okay,
Sir,
you can see this is called as a single drum tilting mixer. In this figure you see this drum is attached here. Okay, this drum is attached here. Okay, so whatever the ingredients are there, this will be at the bottom portion first. Okay, so this will be at the bottom portion. Here it will be kept. Wait. So it will be kept here. So in this you have to put all the ingredients. When the ingredients are full, it will be lifted, and when it is lifted, it will, whatever the ingredients will be here present, it will go inside the drum. Okay, it will go inside the drum. Then this drum will rotate. Okay, no, here inside blades will rotate. Whatever the inside blade is there, that will rotate, and sometimes the drum itself can be rotated. Okay, so depending on the type of drum. Okay, so whatever we have seen in the previous slide, there the inside blades will rotate and the concrete will get prepared. Okay, so when concrete is prepared, so you can see here one wheel is there. Okay, you can see here one wheel is there. So if you rotate this wheel in this direction, what will happen? This drum will tilt. Okay, this drum will tilt, and from the another side you can fill your trolleys. Okay, the concrete will get discharged, and you can fill the trolleys, and you can take the concrete. Understood? Is there any doubt in this? Anybody having any kind of a doubt?
no, sir.
So this machine is most of the time used for the construction of slabs. You might have seen this type of machine. Okay, this is called as concrete mixer, tilting concrete mixer. Next is non-tilting mixer. Okay, so in the previous figure you had seen that the drum can tilt from one side to another side. When it is on one side, all the ingredients will be charged into the drum, and the concrete will be mixed, and and it will be tilted from one side to another side. When it will tilt, the concrete will get discharged from the same opening, and you will fill it in the trolleys, and you will take the concrete. Right? So that is tilting. In non-tilting, what happened? It is a single drum rotating about its horizontal axis. It is having fixed blades. Work the fixed blade work the concrete towards the discharge and the mixer in order to provide a rapid rate of discharge. Okay, so here you are having two opening. You can see here in the figure, this is one opening. In this, from this opening, the ingredients will be charged. Okay, so you can see here, this one is there. It is lifted now. When it is down here, all the ingredients will be put into it. Then here you can see the pulley is there here. When this pulley, with the help of this pulley, when it is pulled, it will lift it, and it will put all the ingredients into the concrete drum. Okay, so inside this drum, concrete will be mixed. From this another opening. Okay, here for the discharge of concrete, there is a different opening. From this opening, the concrete will be discharged. Understood? Okay, so here you can see the drum is not tilting. Okay, so the drum doesn't tilt here. In the previous figure you had seen that the drum will be tilting. It will move from one side to another side. So that's why it is called as tilting. But here in this figure you can see it is non-tilting. Okay, it is non-tilting. The drum does not tilt here. Understood? Next is reversing mixer. The entire drum rotates around its axis as the material are loaded through a charged chute at one end of the drum and exit through a discharge tube at the opposite end of the drum. Mixing blades are mounted on the inside surface of the drum. As the drum rotates, the blades mix by lifting and dropping the material during each rotation. Once the materials are sufficiently mixed, the rotation of the drum is reversed and the blade arrangement pushes the concrete through the discharge end of the mix. Okay, so I'll explain you these all points with the help of figure. Okay, you can see here there are two types of reversing drums. I'll explain you one here. Okay, so let me explain you this one. Okay, so here you are having two openings again. This opening is a charging of the drum, and this opening is discharging of the drum. Okay, so here what you will do is, so this is the thing in which we will put the ingredients, and these ingredients will be transferred into the machine. Okay, so inside this machine there will be rotating blades at the center. Okay, so at the center there will be this one, and here it will be attached with blades. Okay, here it will be attached with blades. Okay, so when these blades rotates, your concrete will get mixed. Okay, when these ingredients are mixing, like this it will be there. It will be like this. Okay, so when the blades are moving in one direction, the concrete will get mixed. When these blades rotates in opposite direction, then the concrete will move towards the discharge end. Okay, when it rotates in one direction, then the concrete will rotate and fall on its own. Then the mixing of concrete takes place. When these blades rotate in opposite direction, then the concrete will move towards the discharge point and the concrete will get discharged. Understood? So this is called as reversing mixer. Is there so this completes the mixing of concrete. So sequence of charging drum is there. This is not there for your syllabus. Okay, let me explain you this also. So see, I'll tell you what is the name of this. This is called as skip. Okay, whatever this is there, no, you can see in the figure. This is called as skip. Okay, remember the name of that. This is called as skip, and this is called as drum, and it is a wheel here. Remember this figure. I will explain you how what is the sequence of charging the drum. First, half quantity of coarse aggregate is placed in the skip. Okay, what you have to do, you have to put, suppose you need 10 kgs of coarse aggregate, then you have to place 5 kgs of aggregate first. Okay, first coarse aggregate, then over it half quantity of sand. Suppose you need 5 kgs of sand, then you have to put 2.5 kg of sand. Okay, so first layer is half quantity of coarse aggregate, second layer is half quantity of sand, and third layer is on that full quantity of cement. Okay, third layer is full quantity of cement. Then over it balanced quantity of coarse and fine aggregate is placed. Okay, so third layer is cement is over, then fourth layer is remaining quantity of sand, and fifth layer is remaining quantity of coarse aggregate. It means that you are sandwiching the cement in between the coarse and fine aggregate. Okay, you are sandwiching the quantity of cement in between coarse and fine aggregate. Okay, so then now why it is kept in that way? This prevents the spillage of cement in the air while discharging into the drum. Okay, so why we need to put the ingredients like this? So by putting the ingredients in layer wise by this method, this will avoid the spillage of cement when you are discharging the ingredients from the skip into the drum. Okay, from the skip to the drum, when you are discharging the material, so at that time there will be spillage of cement if you put the cement at the top or at the last. So that's why you have to sandwich the cement in between the layers of fine aggregate and coarse aggregate. Then 25% water is placed in the drum, and then the mix from the skip is discharged into the drum. Okay, so before putting all the ingredients from skip into the drum, first you have to keep 25% of water in the drum. Okay, so suppose if you need 100 liters of water, then 25 liters of water should be there in the drum at the beginning itself. Okay, first 25% of water should be there in the drum, then you have to put all the materials into the drum. So this prevents the sticking of cement on the blades. Okay, inside the drum there will be blades. So if you don't put the cement at the beginning, then the cement particles will stick to the blades, on the surface of the blades. Then 75% water is immediately poured after placing the mixed material. Okay, that is cement, sand and coarse aggregate. Okay, so remaining 75% you have of water you have to put after putting these three ingredients. Okay, first 25% of water in the drum, then all the ingredients you have to put into the drum. After that, remaining 75% you have to put. Understood? So this is the sequence of charging the drum in the concrete mixer. Okay, so I will tell once again in a short way. Listen. So in the skip you have to put first 50% of coarse aggregate, first layer. Second layer 50% of sand. Then third layer full quantity of cement. Then again remaining quantity of sand. Then remaining quantity of coarse aggregate. So this all you have to put it into the drum. Okay, you have to leave the skip. Then all the ingredients will get put into the drum. Okay, before putting into the drum, there should be 25% of water inside the drum. Then you have to put all the ingredients, and after putting the materials, remaining 75% of water you have to add. Then the mixing will takes place as the blade rotates. Okay, so this is the sequence. So what is the mixing time? Okay, so when the drum is rotating, so for how much time the drum should rotate? In small machine, mixing time varies between 1 to 2 minutes. In RMC, it is around 15 to 30 seconds. Okay, so RPM of drum means revolutions per minute. Means in 1 minute, how many times the drum is rotating? Okay, how many times the drum is completing its rotation? Okay, so if suppose the drum is starting from here. Okay, if the drum is starting from here, so full after rotation, this is called as one rotation or one revolution or rotation. This is called as one rotation. Okay, so RPM is nothing but rotations per minute. Okay, it means it gives you the speed of rotation, with what speed it is rotating. Okay, so the speed of rotation should be 15 to 20 RPM. Okay, in 1 minute it should rotate for 15 to 20 times. Okay, so with that, if you are using small machine, you have to rotate for 1 to 2 minutes. If it is a big machine in RMC plants, then you have to mix it for 15 to 30 seconds. Okay, compressive strength of the concrete increases with increase in mixing time, but after 2 minutes increase in compressive strength is not significant. Okay, so if you mix for more time, so for mixing it for more time will give you more strength, but up to certain limit. Okay, suppose we are mixing one set of concrete is there, all the ingredients are same. If you mix it for 1 minute, okay, you will mix it for 1 minute. Then another batch of cement, another batch of concrete, all the ingredients are same. Cement, sand, coarse aggregate, water, same quantity, same type, everything is same. But this batch you are mixing it for 2 minutes. Okay, previous you mixed it for 1 minute, and in the second you will mix it for 2 minutes. When you compare the first and second, in the second you will get more strength of concrete because it is mixed for more time. Okay, if the mixing time is more, then the concrete will give more strength. Okay, now third case, all ingredients, cement, sand, coarse aggregate, water, everything is same and everything is of same quality, same type, same quantity. Okay, now you will mix it for 3 minutes. Now you will mix it for 3 minutes. In the first case, 1 minute, less strength. In the second one, 2 minutes, more strength. In the third one, 3 minutes. The strength will be same as that of second only. Though you are mixing it for more time, but still the strength will be same because the highest time of mixing for this is 2 minutes. If you mix till 2 minutes, there will be increase in the strength. If you mix more than if you mix it for more than 2 minutes, then it is simply waste of time. The strength will be same as that of 2 minutes only. Okay, if concrete is not used after mixing it, it may set. Okay, so when the concrete is mixed, then soon the concrete will be taken for the placing. Okay, it should be transported and it should be placed finally into its position. Otherwise the concrete will become hard. But when the concrete is agitated on time to time in drum, setting time rule does not follow. Okay, the setting time of the concrete, it will be having a rule, means setting time will be around 15 minutes or 20 minutes initial setting. Okay, so if you mix it after 3 minutes, 5 minutes for the concrete, then the concrete will not become hard soon. Okay, because you are agitating it inside the mixer. If you put it outside and you don't do the mixing or anything, the concrete will become hard. Understood? Is there any doubt in mixing? Is there any doubt? If you have any kind of a doubt, you please let me know. I'll solve your doubt. Shall I start with the transportation of concrete? Okay, so next is transportation of concrete. Before this, retempering of concrete is also there, but this is not there in your syllabus. Sequence of charging drum is also not there. Mixing time, retempering is also not there. But for your extra knowledge, I'll explain you this. Sometimes concrete from RMC plant is not delivered to site due to traffic congestion. Okay, so RMC plant, I told you, it is a ready mix concrete plant where you will get a ready-made concrete. If you need a concrete in huge quantity, in a large amount, then you will order the concrete from the RMC plant. So whatever the quality of concrete you will tell them, or whatever the grade of concrete you tell them, they'll prepare the concrete and they will send you to your construction site. Okay, so when you are taking the concrete from RMC plant to the construction site, there will be some time delay in the transportation because of traffic congestion. If suppose there is a huge traffic, then it will delay the transportation of concrete. Okay, so at that time concrete becomes stiff and becomes unworkable. It means your concrete may become hard at that time because it is delaying in the transportation. It is taking more time. So site engineers can reject the concrete if delay is more. Okay, so at that time what will happen? So whoever the site engineer is there, if he doesn't get the good quality of concrete what he has ordered, then he can reject the concrete, right? So if it can be of used, then small volume of water is added and again agitated in the drum. This is called as retempering of concrete. So at that time what he will do, whatever the concrete is there, so in that present concrete they'll add a very little amount of water. Okay, they'll add a little amount of water and they'll mix it again. Okay, they'll mix it again. So again your concrete will become workable. Okay, your concrete will become again workable. So making the concrete workable in the second time is called as retempering of concrete. Understood? Okay, so this is extra knowledge. This may help you for competitive exams and all. Next is transportation of concrete. Okay, this is called as next is transportation of concrete. So what do you mean by transportation of concrete? Transportation of concrete is nothing but you here also the name itself indicates transportation of concrete is nothing but transportation of concrete from one place to another place. Okay, what is that one place to another place? It means you are transporting the concrete from the place where you have mixed the concrete. Okay, where you have mixed the concrete, from that place to its final position where you are going to put the concrete into its final position. Okay, where you are going to put the concrete finally into its final position. So you have to transport the concrete from this place to that place. Okay, so this is called as transportation of concrete. Okay, so the precautions that you need to take care during the transportation is homogeneity of concrete and mass is maintained. Okay, so when you are moving the concrete, at that time you have to maintain the homogeneity of the concrete. Movement of hand trolley or truck or on rough road surface make vibrations. This result in the deposition of heavy aggregates at the bottom of the truck and water and cement slurry comes on the surface. Okay, so what happens when you are transporting the concrete? When you are transporting the concrete, at that time, if suppose you are transporting on trolley you have seen, okay, in the slab construction, there will be a lift. Okay, from the lift the concrete will be lifted from the your mixer will be on the ground. Okay, it will be on the ground at the bottom. From that this one, from the ground the concrete will be put into the lift. From the lift it will be transported from the ground to the top floor where you are doing the slab construction. From that lift you will put the concrete into trolley. In that trolley you will take the concrete and put it on the slab. Okay, so that is called as trolley. So I am talking about that trolley now. Trolley or truck. Okay, when you are transporting the concrete in the trucks. Okay, so when you are moving from one place to another place, whether it is on trolley or truck, if it is a rough surface, okay, when you are moving it, if it is a rough surface, because of vibrations, what will happen? Whatever the coarse aggregate is there, okay, so whatever the coarse aggregate is there, those coarse aggregates, because of vibration, it will settle down. Okay, so if you compare the specific gravity of all the ingredients in the concrete, the coarse aggregates are having the more specific gravity, or it is having more weight. So when you are transporting the concrete, so those aggregates, coarse aggregates may settle down. Okay, those coarse aggregates may settle down because of vibrations. So this you have to take you have to take care. Okay, what I was telling is, when you are transporting the concrete in the trolley, then because of vibration, the coarse aggregates settles down. Okay, so if coarse aggregates are settling down, then the homogeneity will not remain constant. The homogeneity will lose. Okay, so this should not happen. So to keep the concrete homogeneous, you should not the coarse aggregate should not settle down. Okay, so there is one of your friend asking me a question, Chaitanya. What is homogeneity? Okay, so homogeneity is nothing but maintaining the see, I will tell you with the help of figure. Okay, suppose this is your okay, so this is the trolley that I am drawing. Okay, this is the side view of the trolley. Okay, so this is the side view of the trolley, and you are transporting the concrete in this. Okay, so this is the handle here. Okay, a man standing here will be holding it. Okay, a man is there, he is holding this. Okay, he is transporting the concrete. So what do you mean by homogeneity? Okay, so if your coarse aggregate, fine aggregate, cement, sand is all over the concrete in a uniform way. Okay, suppose whatever the circles I am drawing, if it is coarse aggregate, okay, if it is everywhere in the concrete in a homogeneous manner, okay, so these big circles are coarse aggregate. Okay, so these small circles that I am drawing, suppose this is fine aggregate. Okay, if all the ingredients are present everywhere in your concrete, so this concrete is called as homogeneous. It is okay. And if suppose when you are transporting the concrete at that time, okay, then because of vibrations, okay, then because of vibration, if your all coarse particles settle down because they are heavy particles, okay, if your all coarse particles here, if they settle down, okay, then at the top surface, okay, at the top surface you are only having the water and water and cement. Okay, at the top only water and cement is there, and all coarse particles are or coarse aggregates are settled down. So this is non-homogeneous. This is non-homogeneous. This is a non-homogeneous. So here in homogeneous, all the cement and sand particle will be everywhere. Wherever you go, everywhere it will be there. Okay, everywhere it will be there. But here in the non-homogeneous, cement and water particles are at the top, and coarse aggregates are at the bottom. Understood the difference between homogeneous and non-homogeneous?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I explained you with the help of figure to make you understand it better. If I explain you with the help of figure, then you will remember it for long time. Okay. Now there are different methods of transporting the concrete. Okay, different methods and different types of transportation are there. So these are there on your screen. First type is mortar pan. Okay, so there are around 10 methods here of transporting the concrete. So with the help of these different methods, you can transport the concrete, and you can choose your method of transportation according to your nature of work. Okay, what nature of work or what type of concrete work is going on, according to that you can choose your method of transportation. Okay, So you can transport the concrete with the help of mortar pan, or you can call it as gamble. Second method of transportation is by wheelbarrow or trolley. Okay, transportation of concrete by wheelbarrow. Third type is truck mixer and dumper. Then you can transport the concrete with the help of crane, bucket, and ropeway. Then you can transport the concrete by with the help of belt conveyors. Okay, with the help of belt conveyors, you can transport the concrete. Then you can transport the concrete with the help of chutes, or you can transport the concrete by skip and hoist. You can transport by transit mixer, by pumps and pipelines, or at last you can transport the concrete by helicopters. Okay, so let us discuss these different methods of transporting the concrete. So first method of transportation of concrete is by mortar pan. Okay, so transporting the concrete by mortar pan is a very common method in India. Okay, it is a very common method of transporting the concrete. But here, for transporting the concrete by mortar pan, you will require a huge number of labors. Okay, you will require a huge number of labors for transporting the concrete by mortar pan. Okay, here the segregation of concrete will become less. What do you mean by segregation? Segregation is nothing but separation of coarse aggregates from the cement paste. Okay, in your concrete body, if your coarse aggregates are getting separated from the cement paste, then this is called as segregation of concrete. Okay, here greater surface area of the concrete is exposed to the sun. That's why the concrete dries. Okay, so here in this method, more surface area of the concrete is exposed to the sun. Okay, that's why the concrete will get dry soon. What do you, so you can see the figure of this mortar pan. This is called as mortar pan, or you can call it as gamel. In the volumetric batching also we have seen it as gamel, or you can call it as mortar pan. Both are nothing but same. Okay, so you can, if you are transporting the concrete in this, okay, if you are transporting the concrete in the mortar pan, then you will need more number of labors. Okay, so one labor will throw it to another labor, another labor will catch the camel, and he will throw to the next person. Okay, all the people will stand in one line. Okay, one long queue will be there, so they will be throwing the mortar pan from one person to another person. You might have seen this. Okay, so like this they will transport the concrete from one place to another place. Okay, so for transportation of concrete by this method will require more number of labors, and the more surface area of the concrete will be exposed to the sun. Understood? So next method of transportation of concrete is by wheelbarrow. Okay, wheelbarrow. When transportation of concrete is at ground level. Okay, so when the transportation of concrete is at ground level, so at that time you will use the wheelbarrow, or movement of the wheel on rough road surface it segregates the concrete. As I told you, segregation. What do you mean by segregation? I told you it is nothing but the separation of coarse aggregate from the cement paste. Okay, so here coarse aggregate will settle down if it is moving on the rough surface because of vibrations. Okay, so some wheelbarrows have pneumatic wheels to reduce the vibration. Okay, some new type of wheelbarrows also have been introduced, where it will be having the pneumatic wheels. Even though if it is a rough surface, it will give the suspension. You can see here the figures are available. Okay, so this is a wheelbarrow. Okay, or trolley. I have drawn the figure and showed you to explain the difference between the homogeneous and non-homogeneous, right? So same thing it is, whether you can call it as wheelbarrow or you can call it as trolley. Okay, so in this you are transporting the concrete. So when you are moving on the rough surface, if suppose you are moving on the rough surface, So what will happen? Then the concrete, the coarse aggregates in the concrete will settle down. Okay. So that's why, to avoid that, some new type of wheelbarrows have introduced. You can see this figure. Okay, so this figure, you can see in this figure the wheels are having the suspension. Okay, so here the wheels will be having suspension. Okay, pneumatic wheels, like you will be having the suspension in the cars, in the bikes and all. So like that. So if there is a rough surface also, then the concrete will not get vibrated. You can see here on the slab, the concrete is being dumped from the lift to the trolley or to the wheelbarrow. You might have seen this type of construction for the slab construction. Anywhere you might have seen. Okay. So different types of wheelbarrows are available. You can see these many types are there. Okay. So different companies have produced different types of wheelbarrows. Next, transportation of concrete by crane. Okay, transportation of concrete by crane. Okay, so transportation of concrete by crane is used for transporting concrete above the ground level. If you want to transport the concrete above the ground level, then you can use the crane. Above the ground level is nothing but is not like just one floor or two floors. For one floor and two floor, you can use the lift. You can see here in this figure. Okay, from the lift, they have brought the concrete and they are putting it into the wheelbarrow. I'm not talking about one floor or two floors. I'm talking about high-rise buildings where you are constructing 20 floors, 30 floors. Okay, so like that, if you are constructing a building, so at that time transporting the concrete from the ground level to such a high-rise for such a height is a very difficult one. So in those places, you will use the cranes for transportation of concrete. Okay, so cranes are fast. Okay, so with the help of crane, you can transport the concrete in a very fast method. Okay, so from the ground floor, you will fill the concrete, and it will be transported to the your 10th floor or 20th floor within a minute. Okay, within a minute, you will transport the concrete. Okay, one more advantage of transporting the concrete with the help of crane is that you can move it horizontally or vertically, both. Okay, so if you are lifting it from the ground floor to the top floor in a vertical manner, it means you are lifting it vertically. Okay, you are lifting it vertically, or you can transport the concrete by vertical, horizontal also. Okay, so you can I will draw and show you. Okay, suppose your crane here. So it will be like this. Okay, so your concrete will be like this. You can move, it can move vertical as well as horizontal. Okay, vertical means it may go down or it may go up. So this is vertical one. Or you can move horizontal also. Okay, it can move in this direction or it can move in this direction also. Understood? I am showing you in a 3D way. Okay, actually, it means that I can't show you like this exactly. So it can move in this direction actually. Okay, if I show you the direction, it will look like a dot only. Or I will show you with the help of like this. It can move in this direction. Sorry. Okay, in this direction. in this direction or in this direction. This is a horizontal one. It can rotate like that. Okay. So with the help of crane, you can move vertically as well as horizontally. Concrete in skip discharges from the bottom. Okay. So here it will be having the skip. Okay. So it will be handling with the skip. Okay. There will be a skip here. Okay, so at the bottom there will be opening here. Okay, so at the bottom there will be opening. If this open, the whole concrete will fall down. Okay, so you will transport the concrete from one place to another, from the ground floor to whichever floor you want, and you can drop the concrete. In bucket, concrete is discharged by tilting. Okay, if it is a skip, from the bottom it will open. Okay, so if it is a skip, from bottom it will open. Okay, from here it will open and the concrete will get discharged. If it is not skip, if it is bucket, then you have to tilt it, like you have seen in the previous figure, how they will tilt the lift. Okay, like that you have to tilt and you have to discharge the concrete. Okay, so this is the transportation of concrete by crane. Understood this? Any doubt in transportation of concrete by crane? No doubts. Oh, your figure is there. See. So this is the skip. Okay, the thing that you can see here, this is called a skip, and this is a crane. This is a handle of crane which is holding the skip. Okay, so it will open here. Okay, it will open here, and from here the concrete will get discharged. Okay, so here you can see the skip is the crane is holding the skip. Crane is holding the skip, and here at the bottom there will be opening and closing. So when you are lifting, it will be closed. Then when you take the skip to the place where you want to discharge the concrete, at that time you have to open it. The concrete will get discharged. Whole figure of skip crane is not there. Okay, so here how much you need to understand, you can understand with the help of this figure. Then next method of transportation is transportation of concrete by bucket and ropeway. Transportation of concrete by bucket and ropeway. Bucket and ropeway used for construction. Okay, so this type of transportation of concrete by bucket and ropeway is used in valley. Okay, so this type of transportation of concrete is used in valleys or in the bridge pier in the river or in the dams. Okay, so here concrete is not exposed to sun or air or no loss of water. Okay, let me show you the figure. Here you can see there is a transportation of concrete by bucket and ropeway. So these are the buckets. Okay, so these are the buckets which are transporting the concrete. Okay, so these are the poles. Okay, it is attached with here you can see the ropes are there. Okay, so these are the ropes, and you can see these ropes are attached to this pulley, and it is attached to this bucket. Okay, and this bucket is carrying the concrete. Okay, so this bucket is carrying the concrete. Okay, so and this will be transported from one place to another place. You can see here in the figure. So this is the ground level. Okay, so this is the ground. Okay, so we are by moving on these ropes, the concrete will be transported in these buckets. Okay, so this is the ground that you can see here. Okay, and you can see here many trees are there here, right? So it means that you are going onto a valley. Okay, you are going to on a steep surface, like on a mountain or something like that. Okay, so transporting concrete from here from the ground place to there is it is very difficult. So you can use this method of transportation by uh, ropeway and bucket. Understood? So remaining methods of transportation of concrete we will discuss in the next class.